Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this reality chat. All right, guys. Married to Medicine. We got to talk about it. I watched the most recent episode, part 1 of the reunion. It was good. I don't do recaps and reviews on my channel, but I do watch a few reality shows. And if there's something on some reality show that I want to talk about, I'm going to discuss it. And I want to talk about this exchange, if you want to call it that, between Dr. Simone and Quad. And listen, let's just go ahead and play this clip, and then I'm going to get into my thoughts on this.
Phaedra, do you think the ladies should have reached out to Quad since they talked about her so much?
Well, I said, don't phones work both ways. And that's when they replied to me, we're calling her, but she doesn't return our calls.
Andy, I got to keep it. No one calls me.
Okay. Do you call them?
No.
I could do a lot better. No.
Quad, you got to keep it a buck, baby.
You got to
keep it a buck.
But this is what I'm saying.
Maybe it's we don't call each other.
We don't call each
Okay.
other.
We don't, but if you have some happen, I call, I reach out, I show up, and you can tell me one time that you have sent a call or a text showing up to support in my life. I can name about 3 for you.
But
I need you to name one.
Were we friends?
One without a camera or a microphone, baby. Name. It doesn't matter. We weren't talking last year, and I still.
Did you show up for her last year?
Absolutely.
Wait a minute.
After Napa, after the Med Gala, she had an incident, a tragic, at her home.
What was it?
Simone.
Where her niece, her great niece, died in her pool.
Okay.
I reached out to Quad because no matter what we are going through, if you have something that catastrophic to happen, I'm gonna reach out.
Okay.
We will be here for you because friendship is not about this platform. It is about our real lives. But I've tried to be there for Quad. Cecil and I have opened our home. Do you know how many times I've been invited to Quad's home? Outside of this platform with a camera and a microphone.
I'm going to guess it's low.
0.
Okay.
Can I speak to that, please?
It's so low, it's 0.
And I heard her. Simone, there was a time where her and I were very, very close. We fell out. Don't know why. It happened.
Okay.
We went out to dinner, and I said, I wanted to apologize to you for anything I've done. And she said, I don't need time. You've done nothing to me. She said, I just don't want Toya upset at me. And that's what she said.
Those were not my words.
That's what you told me. You said, and
I'm
it's
not going to do
paraphrasing.
anything that jeopardizes my friendship with this one.
Right.
When I call her, she's there.
Right.
She invites me to her home.
Right.
Her husband cooks for me. She has cooked for me. She has loved on me.
But Simone, that's not a reason to be upset with her.
I want to hear from Quad.
Thank
if
you.
she stays honest, I stay quiet. She lies, I'm talking.
Okay.
She's right when she says something tragic happened.
Okay.
She's right. She did reach out to me. She showed me love. She made me feel welcomed. It was literally like old times.
Okay.
And I appreciate you for showing support to me in that terrible time of my life. Because it was awful and I still struggle with it today. Thank you.
Okay. All right. We're going to leave it there and we're breaking for lunch.
Jackie, I would never do that to you. You never did that. Tell the truth.
I didn't know, Quad. I didn't know.
Sorry, honey. I was thinking you thought that I did that I had something to do with you. Really believe I would do that to you? What made you even think that,
Bad
Jack?
space at the moment. Quad. What's a really bad space? do that, Jackie. I wouldn't do that. And for you to sit here and believe it hurts me. I was hurting. Why didn't you say something to me? Just believe it. Why you look at me like that? You know I wouldn't do that to you. But that's the problem. We're not connected enough to know that. I don't know what happens in Quad's life. I think you're a wonderful person, but I'd rather lose a friend than to lose myself.
All right, guys, so you heard that. And listen, as much as I may not see Quad as a favorite of mine, I cannot stand by to say that Quad deserved to have a sensitive situation that she chose to not bring out on the show. And I don't know if it came out during the time of filming, before or during. I really don't know. But if she asked Simone in that moment, don't bring it up, and Simone did it anyway, Simone was wrong for that. And I've often said that we have to be careful about being in our feelings, because our feelings can either fool you or make a fool out of you. And in that moment, my personal opinion, not saying that your feelings may not be valid, I believe Simone's feelings were valid. She probably felt some hurt and felt slighted, or felt like her friendship that she had with Quad didn't see it as valuable, or whatever she was feeling. But she allowed her feelings to make a fool out of her in that moment, because now Simone is looking like the bad guy. And some people may already see her as that. I don't know. Everyone's entitled to their personal opinions. I do like Dr. Simone. I don't dislike her. Yeah, she's loud and she yells, and we know she can get ghetto if she wants, and she'll curse you out. She'll drink her vodka and whatever and still be a professional obstetrician / gynecologist. And that's fine. But I don't think that anything that Quad said or didn't say, calling or not calling, or whatever her feelings were about Quad, warranted her speaking on a situation that Quad sees as private and extremely sensitive, and something that had her breaking down in that moment. I'm sorry. I just couldn't agree with that. Even if I don't care for Quad, that just wasn't right. And I didn't get joy in that moment of seeing Quad breaking down and crying. And I'll never sit in judgment of someone crying if they lost a loved one, which she did, and say that, oh, that ain't real, or I would never do that. I would never sit in judgment of that. Because one, it's none of my business. And two, it's just wrong for anyone to place judgment on how someone grieves anyone. I would never do that about anyone. I just have a thing when it comes to death. I don't judge people if they go to funerals, or if they don't go to funerals, or if I just don't, because everyone deals with things differently. So if Quad said don't bring it up, Simone should have respected that in that moment and not brought it up. She could have even just mentioned, she could have left it at, she had a tragedy happen in her life, and leave it at that. But to go into details, that just was not cool. It wasn't. And I believe that if she didn't go into the details, people wouldn't feel like, oh my God, what is wrong with Simone? I can't believe she said that. I can't believe she did that. And honestly, giving people fodder or giving people reasons to agree with some people's sentiments about her being messy or being the drama starter, or whatever the popular opinion of her may be. Like I said, personally, I do like Dr. Simone. I don't dislike her. But for Heavenly with her messy self, and to mention to Quad that people were saying that Quad had something to do with the old footage of Dr. Jackie saying what she said about Black female patients that are pregnant and how they deal with things and whatever, and saying that Quad had something to do with it? No, I don't believe Quad had anything to do with it. One, I don't believe that Quad had the time or even the thoughts to think about that. I really don't. And two, that came out around the same time as the episode where Dr. Jackie was having the Zoom conversation with Vice President Kamala Harris about the Black female mortality rate, pregnant women. So it's stuff that happens like that all the time on social media, where something will come out about a person and people will go back and they'll digging in the crates, going in the archives and pulling something up to the forefront in the present of what happened in the past to remind people and to just put it up there as a question. And that's exactly what happened. I don't believe that Quad had anything to do with that. And Dr. Jackie, in her cold nature, standing there looking at Quad to say, well, I don't know what to believe. I don't really, girl, why would Quad care that much to have something like that come back up to the forefront? And as far as I have heard, Dr. Heavenly kept the footage up on her YouTube channel because she's making money off of it. But you're getting upset about something that is a rumor that you can't prove. That is ridiculous. And I'm not a fan of that at all. So, Dr. Simone, I cannot agree with what she did. I don't stand on what she did with bringing up something that Quad said is off limits. She talked about it anyway because she is in her feelings. It's not right. We can't do stuff like that. And for Dr. Jackie to feel that the little bug that Heavenly put in her ear about Quad possibly being the one to bring that up and to say, well, maybe she had something to do with it. Are you kidding me? And then not knowing if that's true or not, but to say, well, I don't really know what to believe because I don't know what goes on with Quad. Like, you said it. What's said is said. It doesn't matter if Quad or somebody else brought that old footage back up to the present. You said it. So it doesn't even really matter. So I just found that ridiculous. And I really wish that Quad wouldn't have stood there crying in Dr. Jackie's face to say, I can't believe you would think that I would do something like that to you. I would never do that to you. No, she wouldn't have gotten my tears. She was already upset and crying because of what Dr. Simone brought up. But then that's something else that could make some people question. Like I said, I'm not judging about it, how you handle grieving, and if someone brings something up about the person that you lost, how you react or whatever. I will never sit in judgment of that. But I'm just going to say this. Her sitting there crying to Dr. Jackie to say, I can't believe that you would think I would do something like that to you. That could have people just questioning, well, were you really upset about what Dr. Simone brought up? Or were you just really playing it up for the sake of garnering sympathy because you're trying to work your way back onto the show? I'm just saying what some people are wondering, and that could cause people to question. It doesn't mean that it's right or it's actual, but it is a question. Because at that moment in time, Dr. Jackie really should have been the least of her worries. I would have cared less if Dr. Jackie thought that I had something to do with it, because the fact of the matter is Dr. Jackie said it. No one put those words in her mouth. No one created some AI video clip of Dr. Jackie to make it seem like she did this and it was all a lie. It was the truth. She said it. So people reacting to that footage in present day of what she said several years ago, it doesn't matter. She really has no one to blame but herself. I don't care if the footage was from 20 years ago. If somebody wanted to bring it up and talk about it in present day and people react to it in a certain type of way, she can't get upset with the people who share the information. She can only be upset with herself and take accountability. And that's the type of stuff to me that makes me feel like Dr. Jackie's apology was BS. So yeah, guys, let me know how you feel about this in the comment section. Guys, thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.